love some backwards audio, especially because if you play it forward, you lose the cheddar, you lose the money. That's Love Walked In by Thunder. Love did walk in through the door because I see my adoring co-host. Hey, it's Southside Steve. Welcome to the Yeah Come On show. This is show 125. And with me, my co-host, Brett Barney. I'm Southside Steve. Not with us is our co-host. That would be one Evan. We call him Brando. He will join us at some point in time. He sent us a message going, hey, guys, I've really got a lot going on. I'm running late. I'll get to you as quick as I can. He's a busy, busy man.
Yeah, he's the only one that has stuff going on, huh?
Yeah, let me tell you right now. Listen here, Brando. Damn it, you a-hole. I can tell you right now, I got a kid that just got diagnosed with strep throat. The other one has pink eye. I'm dealing with all that, trying to catch neither one. And I'm sitting here juggling. We had house cleaners. Oh, yeah, first world problems. I don't give a damn. I had them in the house. I'm juggling that. My wife's out running 5 miles because she wants to stay fit, and I like the way her butt looks, so I'm all about it. And I'm juggling all that crap. But then I come down here to the basement to do this on time. And I don't know what you got going in your world, you know, that you can't get to me. Brett Barney does 5 effing jobs, works for 2 radio stations, okay? He just got married a year ago. His wife's a nympho. God knows she's probably under the table right now. He just moved. He moved from a neighborhood where shots rang out daily, and now he's in a new house, and he made time. And then we get this special guest, and because Brando's not here, I don't have an effing picture of them. This show started out hostile, I'll say it, but I'm looking for the entertainment. Show 125 of the Yeah Come On show will bring you 2 things. Laughter with this guest that's in the dark. And we're bringing on a caddy. That's right, a PGA caddy that was on tour for over 15 years. And he's going to tell us what the Masters is like, how much a bag weighs, how much he makes, and who all he caddied for. That's your show in a nutshell. Right now, I turn to a black screen. I only know you as Lord Zorn. I just know you're a comedian, and God knows we need some laughter because I am 5 minutes away from putting the show on pause, driving to Evan's house, racking his ass, and then driving back and finishing the show. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, whoever sold me as a comedian was vastly misinformed.
I heard comedian. We're going to have a comedian on the show. I trust my producers. I don't have one. I've got 2. I've got Brett, who's a co-host producer, and then I've got the co-host, who's like a producer too. And they told me comedian, and I don't even see
Dude, you do not read your text right. I said movie critic.
Jeez. Are you serious?
Yes.
Maybe I was on an old thread. Again, it's hard when you got a kid going, dada, dada, dada. And then you see the other kid's pulled out a steak knife and he's got it 2 inches away from his eye. So maybe I did read it wrong. It's not easy over here. I'm going back through my notes. Stand by, guest, please. I want to introduce you properly. Okay. Today's guest is, are you prepared? Here we go. I found the text. Today's guest is Michael Clark. He is a movie critic and can talk about several new films and has some golf movie stuff for us that he would like to talk about. Isn't that nice? Okay. So now I know your real name is Michael Clark. You're not Lord Zorn.
No.
I don't get to see what you look like, but I do know you're in the movie biz, and there's some golf movies out. So let's talk with a real life movie critic. First off, before we even start the show, I want to know, what are your thoughts about Smokey and the Bandit? Because if this goes the wrong way, I'm cutting your ass.
Love Smokey the Bandit. Didn't care much for the sequel, but I loved the original one.
You are my Huckleberry. And by the
Thank
way,
you, buddy.
I got nothing but love for you. The other 2 sucked. You're exactly right. 3.
And you know what's even better than Smokey is White Lightning.
I'll be honest with you. I like some White Lightning. You got me with that. You are warming up to me. And then you know that Hooper is the greatest stuntman of all time.
No, I don't know who that is. Is that Bert's stuntman?
Yeah, Bert. It's a movie he did. It was called Hooper. It did pretty well. It actually, I don't know if he won any awards, but
well, if memory serves me, Bert had the same stunt double for like 20 years.
Yeah. And I don't know if he did any of his stunts, but it was him doing stunts, being a stunt man. So isn't that funny when your actor is playing the role of a stunt man, but then has somebody do the stunts for him as he's supposed to be doing the stunts?
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. The movie Hooper. No, I never saw that one.
Yeah. And guess who he was doing all the stunts for? Adam West, Batman. That was the lead actor.
Okay. I got to watch that. That sounds like a great premise.
No, definitely. Well, I would like to know, you know more than I do. I'm just a guy that loves movies. I know what I like and what I don't know, but you know all. So our special guest,
Well, it's not
Brett.
only does he know all, he gets to see them before they come out.
Well, that's cool. And then are you is there a certain style of movie? Are you open to things? Because I will say, as a movie critic, Michael, I don't get the Oscars. All those movies, rarely do I see them or like them. I know they're probably terrific, but they're just not mainstream. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because the Hollywood is controlled by a bunch of Marxist liberals. That's why.
Yeah, and you know what? I hate Marxist liberals. I'm just going to go ahead and go on the record. Yes, if you're a Marxist liberal, you can quit following this show. I'm okay with it.
The Oscars back in the 60s and 70s, when it was being hosted by Johnny Carson and Bob Hope, and even up until Billy Crystal, they were fun shows, and they were talking about pretty damn good movies. You go back, especially from like 1972 to 78. That was my favorite time ever for movies. And they stayed away from politics. They were apolitical, and they were fun. They had songs and dance and jokes. And now it's just a bitch fest. And the last Oscars had 3 major bitches hosting it. And it would have gone down in flames again, except for the famous 5-finger open palm bitch slap that Will Smith gave to Chris Rock. But I don't put much.
Yeah, I don't put much stock in it either. I just want to say, I didn't want to interrupt you there, but I just wanted to know your take on it. I think it was real.
I think it was real too, for this reason. What does Chris Rock or Will Smith have to gain by doing that? Nothing.
The only thing I hear is Chris Rock's ticket sales doubled and tripled. That would be a shot in the arm, being that he's touring.
They went up tenfold, $40 to $400 to $800.
Yeah, but they went up. That was what the scalpers were getting. That's not what Chris Rock got. That all that money went into scalpers.
So that wasn't venue price. That was just street price.
That's
secondary.
Street price. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a great point. And you know what? I don't think most people took that into consideration. I think most people were assuming venue and Chris Rock. But yeah, then Chris Rock has nothing to gain. I'm sure, like you said, scalpers are pretty damn excited about it. They were probably just clicking their heels.
And Will Smith resigned the Academy.
Which I felt like that's the least he could do, you know. And then you hear all these. I just think it would have been awesome if literally the LA Police Department would have come in, handcuffed him, and walked him out. God, I would have loved that. Does Jada stay at the table? Does she leave with her soon-to-be arrested husband? That would have been awesome.
Yeah, what I was really interested in is now I got somebody knocking at my door. Jesus Christ.
Don't join that. No, it's going to be the Mormons.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we'll make a guess.
Okay, we're cool. My heroin just showed up, so I had to get that.
Oh, damn.
All right, cool. No, seriously, we were going to weigh in. I was saying ex-lover pregnant, or best friend that is gay and has kept it a secret and is secretly attracted to you.
Church of Latter-day Saints.
That's a good one.
But let's get away from this Oscar thing. You know, I predict stuff every year for the paper, the outlet that I work for, which is currently the Epoch Times. And I got 20 out of 27 right. So
20 out of 27? What are the odds in that? My God.
One year I got 24 out of 27.
So again, just to give a little cigarette break here, can you tell us, Michael, exactly who you work for and what you do and your background?
I write for the Epoch Times, which is a very large conservative news outlet. I've been with them a year. Previous to that, I worked for Newsmax for 5 years, another very conservative outlet. And for 26 years, a lot of overlap there, I worked for the Gwinnett Daily Post just outside of Atlanta. I co-founded the Atlanta Film Critics Circle in 2017, and I'm one of about 4 or 5 critics in the entire country who is a conservative and not a Bible thumper.
How does that feel? Do you feel lonely?
No, I feel great. It's wonderful. I can just go against everything the left says. I have a very nice platform. I work for a company that barely touches my copy. They allow me to write reviews for old movies. Thank you, COVID. When that came in, people couldn't write anything new because nothing new was coming out. So they said, start writing about stuff you like from whatever period. And the last few weeks, I've written reviews for Chinatown, Citizen Kane, all of these old movies, and get paid the same. I absolutely love it. So,
oh, that's fabulous, man. I'll tell you, as a conservative, I don't care. I just hate it when my side doesn't get represented at all, which is kind of what it's almost like we're being bullied. It's like a payback plan of everything that's ever gone down in the world. And I just hate it. I'm a fan of watching old roast, and you hear the sense of humor, and like Ronald Reagan as governor taking it from Don Rickles. And you're just like, my God, it's wide open. It's funny. Everybody's laughing. And it's like, we can't laugh any longer. I put up a post today saying, what happened to all of that? We've lost our ability to laugh. So I like the fact that you're conservative and you're looking at movies. Is there any movie right now worth seeing? I hear that, is it Nubius or what? I hear from the people that are into that kind of superhero stuff that movie sucks.
Morbius is what it's called. And
Morbius.
Yes,
I got it wrong. Sorry. Damn.
It sucks. It sucks bad. It's got Jared Leto, who's a really good actor, who plays this doctor who has a blood disorder, and he tries to treat it himself, and then he turns into a vampire. It's rotten to the core. I'm not a fan of those movies to begin with, meaning action, Marvel, monster movies, horror. The only reason I don't like horror is because there are very few of them that are actually scary. I like dark comedies. I like thrillers and documentaries. There's an excellent action movie that starts in Atlanta this weekend. It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And if that sounds like a really whack out title, it's because it's a whacked out movie. Michelle Yeoh is the lead. She's an Asian actress. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and she played the bitchy mom in Crazy Rich Asians. Did you see that movie?
Yes, I saw that movie. I thought it was funny, and I know exactly the actress you're speaking of.
And this is like Matrix meets Being John Malkovich meets Brazil. It's on crack. This woman owns a laundromat. She's being investigated by the IRS, whose agent is being played by Jamie Lee Curtis, who they uglified to the max. You can barely recognize her. And shame. All of a sudden, this woman starts going through these time warps. She plays like 15 different characters. She goes from one to the next without any sense at all. By the time it's over, you're exhausted in a good way. In a good way. Exhaustion in a bad way comes courtesy of this new Jake Gyllenhaal movie, Ambulance, which has an embargo until opening day, which is Friday. And it's a Michael Bay movie. So if you like Michael Bay, you're going to love this movie. It's 2 hours and 16 goddamn minutes of nothing but chase scenes and shit blowing up. I thought it was interesting because they had some drone shots. They were putting cameras on drones. So from a visual perspective, it's pretty damn cool. But as far as story goes, it sucks big time. Jake Gyllenhaal plays a bank robber who hijacks an ambulance. And I don't want to tell you the connection he has with the ambulance driver, but he's trying to force him into robbing a bank. That's the premise. And okay. I like Jake Gyllenhaal too. This was probably just a really big paycheck for him, and he said, screw this, I'll go ahead and do it. That I was talking.
I got mad respect for any actor that got in a tent and made love to another man. If you look at that script and you enter into that, my kind of actor. I mean, that's true acting. I'm like, you're gonna make out with Heath Ledger. Okay, all right. How much am I getting paid again?
You got a real pretty mouth, boy. Why don't you just bend down there?
Well, that's acting to me. And then upside he gets gets to be Spider-Man. I'm like, look, dude, not so bad. No,
he wasn't Spider-Man.
No, that's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I get him confused. Damn it.
But he was a villain in a Spider-Man movie. Gyllenhaal was.
Gyllenhaal, what villain was he?
I again, that's a movie I didn't see. It was like the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man, and I think it was the second one.
That was when I stopped watching because I was like, it's not Doc Ock, it's not, and I'm like running through them in my mind. That's why we need Evan here. We need our nerd.
Yeah, I need a nerd when I can't keep up with who was in Brokeback Mountain in Spider-Man, but I got Brokeback Mountain right, so at least that reference was good. And if I screwed up Spider-Man, I don't really give a damn because there's been 9 of them, and it's too damn many. So I'm with
Yeah.
you. Tell me this much, and Brett, I'll let you ask our special guest a question, who I thought was a comedian, but is definitely a movie critic, and I'm digging where you're coming from. You had me at conservative. I would say you had me at hello, but I don't want to steal a line from a movie if I don't have to. You had me at conservative.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. But what I do want to know is, being that it is golf week, and I know we have a guest coming on that was a professional caddy, and I apologize to even cut you short, and I always appreciate our guest time. And I can tell you right now, I would love to have you back on this podcast again. I think I would love to have you on in afternoons doing a segment once a week with Rock 100.5. You are solid. I am digging
Cool,
what
dude.
I'm hearing.
I'd be more than happy to talk to you about that. That'd be great.
All right. Well,
As it turns out, my father was a professional golfer.
Really?
At a country club in Silver Spring, Maryland. And he was on the tour from 1957 through 1962. So I started playing golf when I was 5 years old. So I really love it. We used to watch the Masters together. He passed in 1999, but for 25 solid years, that was how we did our weekends, Saturday and Sunday. It was excellent.
No, dude, that is great. I'm sorry about the passing of your father. I lost mine too. We always talk about Brett. Brett lost his dad too. We're deadless.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But my favorite movie, and Brett didn't agree with this, is The Greatest Game Ever Played, which is directed by the late Bill Paxton. It stars Shia LaBeouf, who is now crazy, but he played Francis We Met, and it was.
Do you know that is like my number 2? I love that movie. I love his little caddy. The fact that Caddy became some millionaire businessman. The fact that the only thing that was weird in that movie to me was where the old guys that kept coming along that took the property away to make a golf course.
Yeah.
Remember that the four hats, whatever that was. I got it. I understood. But I thought the movie was fabulous. I love the tie-in, the fact that the girl liked him, and the fact that he won, and it was great.
It's one of the great underdog stories of all time. And this guy went on to do a lot of stuff. He was on several boards. He was the only non-British person to serve, I think, on the British Open Advisory Council. Just a great story.
Did your father make some? Did he make some money? I'm not trying to dig in if you're rich or anything. I know times were different, but and do you have a good golf game yourself?
When I stopped playing regularly, I was about 19, and I had a 7 handicap.
That's pretty damn good where I sit.
Yeah, but that was many moons ago. The last time I played was probably 10 months ago, and I shot 82, and I was overjoyed that I shot an 82. So
I just played about 2 weeks ago, and I was having a little issues with the driver and switched to a more conservative driver. And my score rang in at a 101, and I never hit over 100, but I was like, all right, I haven't played in 6 months, tight course. And I was drinking because I was so damn happy to be out there, like over drinking. So, but still 101 is brutal. Had I hit an 82, I think I would have been alcohol poisoned because I would have bought everybody drinks. That is
there you go.
82 is like my all-time low. I think my last 3 weeks, I'm playing again this weekend for a 4th weekend in a row. I went like 150, which was horrible. Then I shot an 88, and then I shot a 97.
You shot 150?
That's just my guess. I was just hooking balls in the woods. I lost 16 balls on the front 9, and I'm pretty sure and here's my thing. The next
hold on.
The next
Everybody,
year, I might not lose another ball. I didn't lose any ball in the last 2 other rounds, but that day it was just I was just hitting worm burners and hooking it, and it was all over the place. But I do have to ask you, Mike.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Augusta National? Have you ever been to the Masters?
Yeah. Yes, I was in 2002. I went to a practice round on a Wednesday. And this guy said he had tickets, but he really didn't, but we were able to get in anyway. And we caught about the last 2 hours of practice rounds and saw Arnold Palmer playing with Tiger Woods on a practice round. That kicked ass. Going to Augusta is like going to Mecca. You're on hallowed ground. There's not a blade of grass or a flower that's out of place. Everything is manicured to the nines. They got cheap food meaning inexpensive food. You get a pimento cheese sandwich for like $2. They charge you what, $3 for a beer. They're very respectful of the patrons. It's a class act the whole way. The golfers treat it as such. And it's my favorite sporting event of the year, even over the Super Bowl. Masters weekend. I used to do my taxes on Masters weekend because I knew I was going to be sitting down and just watching that, sitting at a table. And now I do my taxes in about 20 minutes. So,
yeah, because we can't write anything off. I just had that issue. I was like, my God, I talked with my tax person today. I'm doing my taxes on Tuesday. I'm like, or no, this Friday. I'm like, there's nothing to write off. I can't write it. I'll come see you. I'm going to take it up the butt again. Yeah. But I will say it has been an absolute pleasure. Evan, do not speak until spoken to. Nobody shows up late for the Yeah Come On show. Can't believe it. But I will say, Lord Zorn, because I've enjoyed you, I can't wait to see your face. I can't wait to talk to you on Rock, and I can't wait to talk to you again real soon. And when I say real soon, we might even put your ass on again next week for a guest, because I didn't get enough of you. But we do have to wrap up, and I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. And Evan, you have to write "Yeah, come on" 3 times before I will let you in. I want to see it. Write it down. Yeah, come on 3 times. It's not 100 times. And I want to know, Evan, who got this lovely guest? Who recruited this guest? Brett Barney. Brett Barney, you may now speak to the guest in closure, please, and say something terribly nice.
Okay, like Mike was saying, as I call him, Movie Man Mike, and you can follow him on Twitter at Movie Man Mike. He writes for the Epoch Times. He's been writing movie reviews for many years. What'd you say, like 30, 40 years?
27 years.
20. See, even to me, it's still a long time. It's about as old as I am, or definitely older than Evan. So thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to say in closing?
No, just follow me on Twitter, and you'll see movies, reviews of new stuff, old stuff, snide memes, dank memes occasionally. And I can't wait to come back on your show and impress Steve some more.
Yeah, you have impressed me, and I will tell you right now, to all my good old boys, to anybody I've ever played a round of golf with, to anybody I've ever drank with, which you know what type of people I'm talking about, this is your movie critic. This is a guy that watches the kind of movies we watch. Oh, yeah, I said it. It is the Yeah Come On show. Thanks again to our special guest, Michael, known to many as Lord Zorn. At least that's the way he writes it up. And follow that guy on Twitter. I dig it. We'll put all your information up on the screen. You take care, Michael. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Steve. Talk to you later.
All right, brother. Okay, man. The Yeah Come On show, show 125, brought to you by joebees.com, or give them a call at 877-356-32. Joe Bees, do you see the pollen on the ground? You better take some bee pollen or you're going to be sneezing. OxygenFinancial.com. That's Ted Jenkins for all your financial needs. Trust him. Oxygen. Breathe better. Financial.com. Circle285.com. Yeah, you know Circle 285. You get it. 285 around Atlanta. We'll let them cover you on your homeowners and your car insurance. Get a quote. It's a free quote. See what you're spending. See what they can get you, what company they can put you with. So call for a free quote today or go online, circle285.com. And Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell. I finished last with him purposely. He's a friend. I've sat down with him. I've done 18 sessions just for marriage counseling prior to getting married. He's solid as a rock. He'll Zoom you or do you in person. Ridgeline Counseling. That's Dr. David Markwell. Guest is no stranger to professional golf or drinking or Australia, and I love all 3 of those. All 3 of those. Mick Middlemo. Mick, how are you doing? Special guest to show 125, the Yeah Come On show. I'm Southside Steve. Of course, that's Brett Barney. And joining us now, our co-host, Evan Brando. Mick, how are you doing?
Mate, I am absolutely fantastic. Considering I drank a few extra beers last night, everything is good.
I tell you, it's Masters Week, and a lot of people don't know you manage Jekyll Brewing right here in Alpharetta. That's where I met you. And I noticed the accent and did my usual dumbass joke where I go, "Are you from Alabama?" And he's like, But no, you're from Australia, but you have a little bit of a golfing background, don't you?
I do. I did. I spent 15 years as a caddy on the PGA tour. So until my ex-wife wanted me to spend more time with her, so she asked me to stop caddying, and then we ended up getting divorced. So it's a great story with a very happy ending.
Well, it is, because you're away from that horrible woman. I just want to. I don't want to call your ex a bitch, but I'm like, you made him quit golf. You're a horrible person.
No, you can call her a bitch. It's fine. I mean, you're not the only one to say that.
Bitch. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but if I was still caddying, I'd probably still be married to her. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. Well, now I'm glad we've got you here in Alpharetta, because you're a good dude, and if you get a chance, go by and see him at Jekyll, man. Never a bad time there. And a lot of people don't realize quickly. I just want to say that Jekyll is no longer serving just beer. It's not just beer there. Guys like me that love bourbon can come in there, and you got a fabulous bourbon.
We do. We distill our own bourbon, and it's awesome. It is an awesome drink, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's and we've got plenty of bottles there for anybody who wants to swing by and get one.
What else do you have there other than bourbon?
Vodka, rum, gin, tequila.
Oh, you guys are doing like the whole Kit Kat and caboodle.
We got the whole Kit Kat caboodle, which we make ourselves. So it's it's
full
awesome.
gambit.
It's a great setup.
No, that's rock star, man. I tell you what, I feel bad, Brett. I saw you show your Masters thing. I'm just out of hand shot of my signed Masters Jack Nicholson.
Oh, dude, I got it all going. I got the Masters beer cup. I got the koozie.
I got that cup too. I know, man.
Where's my shirt?
I got my Masters towel.
And he's wearing his Tiger Woods hat.
I saw the Tiger Woods hat, so I ran down and got it. Because come on, man, Tiger, bring it home this weekend. Let's go, baby.
All right, y'all, real quick, I got to do some stuff. I can cuss. I got to do some shit. I'll be right back. Talk to my guest. Talk to him. Ask him a couple of intelligent questions, please.
He's got.
Did you ever caddy at the Masters?
It's the only major I never caddied in, but I have been there a couple of times. It's the only one. I got close one year. I was going to caddy for Vijay Singh there one year, and then about 2 weeks beforehand, he decided to have his son do it for him. So, which
fuck
Vijay,
that. Wait, what was the best tournament you ever caddied for?
That's in best result.
Or just like whoa, crazy time, fun story, et cetera.
Phoenix Open by far.
Phoenix Open by far. What made that one the
waste management with all that crowd on a Saturday? 200,000 people in the 16th hole and everyone going crazy. When you get there, it's awesome.
What is one thing about Augusta National that you think when you watch it on TV, you don't really get the same experience as being in person?
People don't realize how hilly it is, how hard it is to walk. I mean, it is an animal of a golf course to walk. I mean, it really is. It's just, and the fact that Tiger's, doing what he's doing it's going to be interesting to watch because, and I think the thing is going to keep him playing is that I don't think they're going to have any rain delays this week. But if they had rain delays there and he had to do 36 in a day, I think he could struggle.
Wow, that's impressive. And, we were joking, at least when I first met you, about, Tiger and you've joked with Tiger and you've been in the locker room. Y'all have you obviously know each other on a first name basis, which is way cool. But knowing what's going on, I mean, all week long on the radio station when I do sports, I've just been like, look, Tiger has to play. He's out there. We know he flew out. He plays with his son. Then he's doing 9 today. How will he fare? And everybody's wanting, but it's like it's really not golf unless Tiger's involved, which is a crazy thing. At least that's my point of view. And do you think he can do this? I mean, he can take his time walking. You're an insider. What do you really believe?
Hang on just for a second. Just a quick one. Look, this is love here. My wife just walked in the door and gave me a Diet Coke right in the middle of the podcast. She's a rock star.
What? I mean, seriously, that was way cool. Okay, I'm glad to know you're not drinking alcohol. That'll sober him up.
No, she walked in and handed me a Diet Coke. That is the love of my life right there. She's taking care of me.
God knows. God knows.
Oh, no,
I'll take care of you whenever I'm around you. I'll take care of you by drinking with you. That's what I'll do.
She told me that I had to enunciate because I had trouble speaking. Like she said I was having a bad accent day yesterday. So if I was coming to talk to you guys, I needed to enunciate and speak properly today.
No, I like it. I like a little just mispronunciation by an Australian man. I like it.
No, but back to your question. Tiger and walking around that place. It's an animal of a golf course, but there's one thing we know about Tiger. Tiger, he does the preparation. He does the work. He knows he's ready. I mean, he's done the work. He's been working in the gym every day. he just wanted to come. Golf is not the issue. He can swing a golf club. There is no problem with that. He can swing. He can swing a golf club. He can do all that stuff. But the issue with him is just it's going to be the fitness side of things. But I think he's so ready. Tiger Woods doesn't turn up to a golf tournament unless he's ready.
And see, the way I feel like it, he doesn't turn up to a golf tournament unless he thinks he has a shot at winning either.
Oh, he doesn't turn up unless he goes there to win. He's not going there to compete or make the cut. He's going there to win.
See, and that's why I put $20 on him to win 880.
That's a good. It is a good bet. I'm telling you.
I'm thinking about putting another 20 down. I'm like, what do I do? But I'm like, I'm betting on. And you know what? I talked to a couple people. They're like, if the odds are good, they're looking at betting that he doesn't make the cut. And I'm like, you're crazy as hell.
That's a crazy bet, because the thing about Tiger is, obviously Tiger's mid-40s now. His game is still really good, but out of all the majors, this is the one he can win. He knows his course backwards. It doesn't have any rough. It's the one that he can win. And when he did win it a couple of years ago, I was so happy with it, because I've been telling my friends that I said Tiger will win another major and it will be the Masters. And sure enough, it made me look like a little genius there for a second. But
well, hell, he won 2 in Georgia back to back, because he won at Eastlake to end the season, and then he won in Augusta to open the season right after it. But my question is, this year's going to be a little different because they've extended to the holes, so it's actually a longer course than it's ever been played. So do you think that could really play any kind of factor?
If you looked at Tiger's numbers yesterday, what he was doing on the monitors and stuff like that, I mean, he's still flying the ball 290 yards off the tee, and then that's without roll. I mean, his club head speed, his ball speeds at club head speeds up to like 197, which is ridiculous speeds, and he's just, as I said, he doesn't turn up. Out of all the years I caddied, they have all these vans out there, like TaylorMade have a van, and Nike had a van, and Callaway, and all the players could go in and get their grips changed and tinker with their lofts and lies and do all that sort of stuff. Or if they wanted to try a new club, they would get them. Out of all the years, and I'd speak to the guys at Nike all the time, he was only ever in the van twice. Wow. When he turned up, he had the equipment ready to go. He wasn't tinkering. He wasn't playing around with stuff. He was ready to roll. He had the clubs that he wanted for the week. He didn't need new grips. He didn't need anything tinkered with, where the other guys were just, I need a new driver. Just give me a new driver. Let me try this. He never, ever changed equipment. He was ready to go at the start of the week. He was never in that van.
Dude, that's incredible. I mean, just to understand the science of all of it, just knowing where you put your hands, the things that guys like him can do with a golf ball and a club swing, it's just unbelievable. It's and there's so many hours, as of practice. When you are a caddy, you have to know the course pretty inside and out too. Was that ever a tough responsibility for you? Did you go out to the golf course prior to? Did you always walk every golf course and check out all the greens and putt yourself? How did you prepare?
I told my player I did that every week. That wasn't always the case. I
love it.
It all depends what happened on Sunday night sometimes. If we had a big Sunday night, we had a big tournament, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll be there Monday. I'll be walking the course. I'll work it out. But, a lot of those courses I've been to 10, 12 times,
Yeah.
So, you'd go get a new yardage book and you'd ask if you've added anything to the course, and they'd say no. Then you go walk a few holes and, you check out the rough and see what the rough is like. But if it was a brand new golf course that they'd never been to, then it was a lot of work. Because then, you basically walk out and you're looking at places where not to hit the ball. If you do get in trouble, where's the best bailout area? Where's the best layup areas on the par fives? If you hit a bad tee shot into the trees, where am I laying up on the fairway? What's the widest part of the fairway if I have to lay up? Just little things like that. Dog legs to the corner, how far to carry this part. What's the run out? Is the fairway hard and dry? Is it going to, is it when the ball hits the fairway, is it going to bounce an extra 30, 40 yards? Is it wet? Is it only going to go, 5 or 10 yards? So just little things like that, little nuances that a lot of people don't really take into account that, before you get out to the tournament.
Yeah. And one thing I want to do, especially when we're in the middle of the interview, I just want to know, how can people follow you or, as far as your golf history? I know that you're on social media and things like that. How can they find out about your world?
I actually just got on Twitter not that long ago. I don't really know why I did, but it's at Mick Middlemo something or other. I don't know. I'll have to have a look.
Okay.
It's Mick Middlemo it's basically Mick Middlemo at Mick Middlemo on Twitter. So
Mick Middlemo, which is a cool last name, middle, and then put a little mo on the end of it. I like it.
That's it.
It's not too hard. Who all have you caddied for? Anybody we would know?
Last person I caddied for was Michelle Wee on the ladies tour. I went out and did 4 events with Michelle. She was cool as
Pretty
shit.
awesome. That's
Her
pretty
parents
awesome.
her parents are a pain in the ass, but she was a cool girl.
Her parents are a pain in the ass.
What's the best outcome you've ever had from a tournament?
I've had a couple of wins on the web.com tour, and I never had a win on the PGA tour, but a couple of nice second place finishes, which was always nice. It's a lot of good money to spend and go to Vegas with.
That's great. So you always had a good time. Were you
when I was single, it was a little bit. It was before I met the dragon. Not this wife. I like this wife. I love this wife, and plus she's out there cleaning, and she's looking at me like she's going to shoot me right now. But
right.
but the other dragon. Before I met her, one of my buddies, Shannon, who's had a couple wins on the PGA Tour, a really, really good guy. We had a couple of really big weeks together, and we were single. We went, we just living from hotel to hotel. And we'd both won about 60 grand in 3 weeks. And, we had 2 weeks off, and we're like, what do you want to do? And he's like, well, let's just go to Vegas for a couple of days, just, 2 or 3 days. So that ended in 7 days. And we're like, we've got to get out of here before we kill ourselves. So then I decided to go up to Chicago because I'd lived in Chicago for a long time, big Cubs fan. So I was like, well, let's just go up to Chicago, hang out, watch Cubs game. So we go up there for the weekend. We're just drinking ourselves to death. And we're like, we got to get some rest before we go back to the tournament. So let's just go to New Orleans for a week. So that worked out well. It was. I think we spent about 20 grand in 3 weeks. It was a great time though.
Yeah, I love it. Evan, you got a question for our guest?
Yeah, just curious why. What was the jump from caddied to to booze like?
It was funny. When I first came over here, I ran bars in Chicago for a long time. I went back to Australia, and one of my good friends, Glenn Joyner, who's a golf pro. I've always been a decent golfer. I've been a single figure handicap golfer, pretty much my whole life. And I played a lot of golf with him, and he was managing some guys. And one of them was like, hey, do you just want to come do some caddying for me? I think you'd be good at it, blah, blah, blah. And it was the Australian Open, and he finished fourth. And then he finished fourth in the Australian Masters. And he was basically like, hey, do you want to come to Europe with me for 3 months? I'll pay for you, and you want to come and caddy for me in Europe for 3 months? I was like, oh, yeah, shit, that sounds like a good gig. And
yeah,
sure, it worked out well. And then I came back to Australia, and he got injured, and I caddied for another guy who finished second, and that got him to come over here and play on the web.com tour. And then it just sort of snowballed from there. And I was just, and then, I owned a bar in Kennesaw for a little while till my business partner took some money from me. Another great
bar. Sorry, I went to school in Kennesaw, so I had.
It was Legacy Park off Wade Green Road. There was a thing.
Yeah.
Little bar at the front they called the Grill. So I had that for a while. And then when I got out of the golf, it was just, natural transition in Australians and alcohol. So it seemed to be like a great way to do things.
How long have you been with Jekyll Brewing?
Since September. Okay.
And I just want to let everybody know, if you go into the you're always at the Alpharetta location?
Yeah, I'm always at the Alpharetta location. I'll be there at 3:00 today.
Love 3:00 today. You get a chance to go in there. He has a great atmosphere, great servers. They've
Golden
had some
Tea Machine
numbers. Yeah. I mean, Golden Tea Machine, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea though.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Real quick too, I just want to show, here's my hat. I can't put it on my head, but it's my master's hat with Jack. I love this. Jack, the Golden Bear, signed this for me. Jack Nicklaus.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I had him put it on. I said, Jack, do you mind putting it on? And he does. I think there's one blonde hair in it, so I've never put it back on my head. So, I might, if I really have a golf game on the line, I might try to, pull in that.
Yeah, what's that movie where the kid gets Barry Bonds' ring? You know what I'm talking about?
I'll do anything. I would wear
Mike.
It's basically it's the same movie.
Wow with Michael Jordan's shoes.
It's the same movie. This is the same movie with a ring.
I would wear Mick's socks and Tiger Woods' underwear if I thought I was going to play better. I'd try it in a heartbeat. No offense, Mick.
You didn't have to snag Tiger's undergarments, did you?
No. I want Mick's underwear because I could catch the drip from Tiger. I don't know what he's doing these days. I don't know. I'm wearing Tiger socks and I'm wearing Mick's underwear. If you even wear underwear, I don't know that you do.
My wife's looking at us like she's like, what are you guys talking about? She's like, you guys serious?
These are reasonable interview questions. We are all professionals here.
This is a professional podcast.
If you want to wear my husband's underwear, I can hook you up.
Thank you. And I will wear yours over the top. Tell me they're skimpy. I don't care. I'm fine with that.
Mine are sexy.
Yeah.
I think it's that. If I came home and found my wife in bed with Tiger Woods, I wouldn't know what side of the bed to get into.
Yeah, you're like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm not asking anybody to stop.
You say, would you like some advice?
Nobody leaves. Nobody leaves. Let's talk through this. I love it. I just want to tell you what a great guest you've been. And I know we got a hard out. And we're going to have you on later on Rock 100.5. And it's just a pleasure to talk to somebody on tour. Anybody have a quick question before we close out?
Yeah, real quick. How big of a hit is it for the Masters that Phil Mickelson's not playing this year?
It doesn't matter because Tiger's there. It doesn't matter. Tiger doesn't move the needle. He is the needle, and it's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, Phil would be playing second fiddle anyway. So this is probably good for Phil. I agree. I think Phil, it'll make us want Phil, right? Yes. And I love Phil. Phil's a great guy. He just said some wrong things. It was a bad situation. He shouldn't have said what he said, but Phil's done an enormous amount for the game, and he's one of those guys that he'll stand out there and sign signatures all day. It's just I like Phil. Phil's a good guy, so he gets a bad rap. Coming from you, that's great. That's where I hate this cancel society. So what if he said something wrong? Slap his wrist and move on. Look at all the great things he does. Nobody's thanking him for all of that and what he's done for his sponsors, wearing that same damn shirt and hat for effing ever that shows his man breast, and the fact that he signs all those autographs. I mean, he's a solid dude. He is, and that's the thing. It's like that, I mean, obviously he's had a falling out with the tour, but he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back. All right, Evan, you got a quickie?
No, I'm good, man. Just thanks for coming on.
No worries, boys.
You didn't want to give him a Bryson DeChambeau is going to change the game?
No.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I went to the PGA Championship. DeChambeau is outworking anybody on this tour. He can out-hit anybody. I don't know. It's fun to watch, but I don't think he's going to be the guy. It takes, and you'd be the first to say this, Mick, it takes such a head for the game. In other words, just to block everything out, which Tiger has the incredible ability to do that. But I think what golf needs is somebody that is going to run, somebody that is going to win 6, 7, tournaments a year at least. We need somebody that is the man. I don't like golf right now because I never know who's going to win, if that sounds weird. It does sound a bit weird, but I mean, everybody needs a little bit of spice out there, and Bryson DeChambeau, he's the mad scientist. I mean, he does crazy stuff. He puts golf balls in his bathtub with salt and which ones roll the right way, and that's funny. He'll only use certain golf balls and that float a certain way and all that sort of stuff. So he's a little out there, and all these clubs are the same length. All these irons are the same length, and they're all 14 degrees upright. So he's quirky, but I mean, it's fun to go out there and try to watch him hit it. But if you keep trying to hit it that hard, I can guarantee in 5 years' time he's going to be laying down having back surgery. Damn. And there you heard it. We'll go out on that. It is the Yeah Come On Show 125. Special thanks to our sponsors, joebees.com, oxygenfinancial.com, circle285.com, Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. Dave Markwell, our special guest today, Mick Middlemo. Look him up, follow him, and go drink with him at Jekyll Brewing. Thank you, Mick, for being on the Yeah Come On Show. Can I get a yeah, come on? Yeah, come on.